All right, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Quick time player. You guys just need the voice off of me, right? You just need the voice off of me.
Voice and the screen will record it in the same time if you use screen recording by QuickTime Player. You know what? You know how to do, or you want me to teach you how?
No, I'm looking at it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'll do no screen recording. All right, give me 2 seconds here. Okay, I believe I'm recording. All right. So, all right, I'm ready to start.
Alright.
Okay. So, hello everybody. Welcome back. This is the beginning of chapter 2. Today we'll be getting into pips, um, counting them, how to what's it called, manage your risk, and how you should be playing every position based on your account. Now, I don't know if you guys remember before, I had talked before about knowing the type of trader you are, and finding out what works best for you and what markets you're drawn toward. Now today we'll be going over exactly how you can essentially make your money on each pair and how you would be able to risk. So the best way I want to put this is, if you have $100 account, if you're only trying to risk 3% per trade, you got to know how much money you're going to put into the market for that to happen, how far back or how far in profit you're going to pull your money. Pips is how you're going to be able to calculate this. So today is going to be a very in-depth on how to look at price for Forex. Okay. Now, with that said, we'll go over. I hope everybody looked at the vocabulary that I had given them maybe about 2 weeks ago, because from now on, my vocabulary will be based off those those times per se. Now, okay, let's begin this chapter. Let's go to the next slide.
No, sorry, Malcolm. I'll let them know. 大家可以看到，就是 Chapter 1的下面那边，就最后一页，我们有一些专有名词的介绍。他今天会用到很多那个专有名词，所以如果你们听不懂那个专有名词的话，你们就上去看那个专有名词的中文，你们就会马上了解说他在讲什么。Okay, I let them know about this because they can understand about it.
Okay, so we'll do slide by slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. So I won't speak so fast either. All right, so we can go to the next one. All right. So we start here at what is a pip. A pip stands for a point in percentage, or a unit of measurement to express change in value. What that means is, if, as you can see the example, Euro USD, for every dollar, and for every euro dollar, every $1.30 will equal $1 to the US dollar. I know that's a little confusing, but if you look at the example, right, you have Euro USD. Euro is the EUR stands for the euro dollar. So that means the euro dollar is being compared. I mean, the euro is being compared to the US dollar. That's what EUR/USD means, right? And that means if you were to exchange $1.30 in euro, I believe, that's $1 to the US dollar. $1. So it's essentially the equivalent of an exchange. Now, how this works and how we get paid is based on the amount of a pip movement. What that means is every time the pip moves, based on how much you have in that trade, because when you place a trade, you're placing a certain amount of money per pip. So if you expected the market to move 100 pips and you have $1 per pip, you're essentially looking to make $100 if it's in the right direction. Emily, I'll give you time to explain that before. I'm not going to go to the next slide, but I feel like that be explained more in depth. If you
OK，
need me to repeat it.
你们可以看到那个 PIP，就是上面有提到的嘛，就是你们可以去看一下它的那个中文，然后他现在在解释这个 PIP 的公式是什么，你们可以看一下它的那个公式。你们看到第二篇，我不是中文那边有写，所以他就是他的举例说，就是什么欧元跟 USD 就是这样子。好 ，It's okay, cause Malcolm is okay. I just let them they can see the full your version in Chinese, so yeah, they can understand like that.
Okay. Okay. So with that being said, all right. So with pips, right? It changes based on the currency. Not everything that you can trade on the market is going to be moving in pips. I'm gonna just say that briefly because what I trade, NAS, US30, and SPX, these pairs don't move on pips. These actually move in what we call points, but that's only 10 pips for every 1 pip, basically. So 1 point is 10 pips. But those are what we call high volatile pairs. You've heard me mention this before. But these move not dollars a day, they're moving hundreds of dollars a day. These are the very expensive indexes or stocks that you see just everywhere. Now, with these may not be for beginners because they move so much. I'm not saying that you can't trade these pairs. I'm just saying if you want to learn how the market moves first, learn how to control risk, because like I said, if you put in a trade for it to move 100 pips and you had $1 in for every pip, yes, you can make $1 if it goes in your direction, but you can also lose $100 if it doesn't go in your direction. That's how trading works. So understanding the pip and how much you're risking and how much you're making is very, very important. So every time the market moves a pip, we're either making money or losing money, and that's a fact because the point of it is that you want to move with the market. The market is going in a way, you want to be able to make your trade, get in and get out as fast, or for me, as quick as possible. Because I know that the market's constantly moving, and the longer I let my money sit, the bigger profit I can get. But then there's also that risk of losing that profit that I may already be sitting on or maybe waiting for. But understanding how much I'm risking per trade kind of helps better that. So for me, I look for trades that are a 1 to 3, risking 1 to make 3. So if I was risking that If I was looking to make 100, I was probably risking about $30 to $35 for that trade. If I was for the 100 that I was expected to get, I'm only risking 35 to make that 100. But I understand that if my pips are, if I put in for a buy on Euro USD with the same pips that we see on the screen, if I was to put in a buy for 100 pips, right, I would be looking for it to go all the way up to 1.41, essentially, basically another base currency up, right? So 1.41 is what I would be looking for. Buy, that would be my take profit. That's where I would look to take out my money for profit. Now, if it's still for the buy, I know that I'm looking for 1.41 for my profit, yes, but I'm also looking at 1.28 or 1.27, around there, for my loss. I'm not looking to risk any more than that because that's my risk. But that I know that number. Once I see that number once I see Euro USD drop down to that number, I know I'm not taking this trade anymore. This trade is no longer valid. This is more than what I want to risk. Okay. So, in the next slide, I'll show you guys basically what I just explained, how the chart goes. So, Zay, if you could just flip to the graph. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. There you go. So, yes. So this is essentially what I was just saying. If you were, let's say, taking a buy at 1.29 and expected it to go up to the base currency we had before, as you can see, from our start point at 1.29 and we take the buy up to 1.3 1100, that's 190 pips. If you see in the top left example, it kind of just tells you it's a simple problem. you take the price where your trade is entered, and then you either add or subtract the amount of pips you want to get, and that'll give you your number. Or you can, how this is based off of, you can take zones or certain price points and just add them, subtract them together, and you can find out how much you're risking or how much you're making. This is the importance of counting pips. This is the reason why this is the first thing that I'm actually teaching in terms of the charts and the forex market, because you need to know how to risk your money, because you don't want to just jump in a trade and have you throw more money in than you should have, and then you get taken out in 1 or 2 pips because your account can't handle how much you put in. What I mean by that, if you have a $10 account, you're not risking $5 a pip, because once price moves to 2 pips, it could be against you and you're out. You have no money to trade with again. That's not what you want. The point of trading, the point of investing, the point of doing this is to make money off of it, not to constantly keep re-uploading. Now, and to understand how much you're risking per trade is important, because, like I said, if you get taken out on one trade, you can't trade anymore. You have to refund. The point of the game is to stay in the game. So if you risk it, if you only have $10 on your account, risk maybe about maybe 30 cents a pip, maybe, not even that much, but you'll understand that you'll learn how to risk and how to keep trading, how to keep staying in the game while gaining and understanding the experience that it takes to trade, while also not having to keep pouring money in while you're not making any money back. The market just robs you. That's what that feels like, you know. But yes, counting pips, understanding how much you're risking per trade, how much you're making per trade is top priority. I don't enter a trade without knowing where I'm going to get in and where I'm going to get out. I have a full plan for every trade I take, no matter what it is. And yeah, Emily, do you need to explain anything here? No, right?
No, they didn't ask anything.
Cool. Next slide. Great. So now we get down to the money. Now that we know how to count pips, you need to understand lot sizes. These are hand in hand. This is lot sizes are the total number of currency units that you'll be exchanging. Another way to explain that is like how I was telling you before, if you were expected to make in the diagram form 190 pips, right? You can put 10 cents in, and that can be, what is that, $109. No, my bad. You could put 10 cents in, and that's $1.90, right? They only moved 10 cents, so it only moved. It only moved about $1.90 per pip. That's called a micro lot. That's a 0.01. That's what we call 10 cents per pip. And off of the chart before, that would have been about $1.90 in profit. You know, now if you moved up to what we call a mini or a dollar per pip, also known what you'll see in trades as a 0.10. This is a little more. This is $1 per pip. So that 190. Oh, I'm sorry. A micro. No. Yeah, a mini would have been $1 per pip, which is $190 per pip. You see how just going from 10 cents per pip to $1 per pip drastically changes how much you make. This is why you wouldn't drop $1 on if you only had $10 in your account, because $1 per pip, you can only handle a what we call drawdown or a down period when the market is not trading in your favor. For it does it for a little bit. We like to call it playing around or market manipulation. But when price isn't in profit for you or isn't let's say right near your entry, it's in negative, it's in drawdown. So what you see is a minus amount. Now if that minus amount is more than what you have in your account, they're going to immediately take you out because you have nothing left to trade with. You couldn't handle it. Now if you were doing a $10 account and did $1 per pip, but you had you expected it to maybe pull back 30 pips, you can't handle that pullback, that negative, because you only have $10, and that's a $30 pullback. That's a $30 negative that you can't handle. And that's why this is important on what you put in, because this lot sizes and pips is what we call blowing accounts. This is how people blow their account. They'll have a small account and they'll put big lot sizes and not know that price could pull back in their against their analysis and stuff like that, and it just takes them out completely. It's happened to me. I've done it probably 3 or 4 times before, but I learned that really understanding lot sizes and pips is how you stay in the game. I had times where I would it's cool to have maybe a $200 account and put probably about $10 per pip, and try and hope to get maybe about $100 off of it, while only having a $200 account. It's not impossible, but if you're just learning, it's not recommended. And understanding how much you're going to lose, or how much a certain pair moves, how much a certain pair is expected to move, is all things you need to do before you even really get into actually placing that trade. And I really want the last thing to do. I really want the last thing for you guys to like do is blow an account, and understanding that you may have put $10 per pip in a trade, and you're just immediately taken out of the market takes you out, just takes your money. It's just like, no, you can't handle this. The price pulled back too much. Now you have nothing. These are things you want to avoid. So like, I'll go into the next one, what we call a lot, which is essentially $10 per pip, which is normally that has I want to say probably about the $1,000 accounts. You really want to have a lot size or use a lot size to be safe. These are normally you will make or lose a lot. This is, if like I said, on the 190 pip move we saw before, $10 per pip. This is almost about a thousand ninety or something like that. Or 1,900, I think. Yeah, per pip. Yeah. That's 1,900 on just $1. I mean, $10 per pip. As you can see, these prices do drastically jump. And understanding that maybe if you have only a $50 account, you want to use micro lots. You don't want to use a mini or a lot, because you want to be able to take multiple trades. And if you're only risking 3% to make 6 to 9%, you're always going to be winning, unless you just constantly lose, which honestly it doesn't really happen. But like I said, if you have a plan set for all of this before each trade, you really should always come out on top, no matter if you lose, no matter if you always win. Like, you'll most likely come out on top if you understand how to put these lot sizes into play, how to understand what you're risking every trade. So going back to the other diagram, it's like, if I'm going to place a trade and I have a $50 account, I'm only going to put that 10 cents per pip. I'm sorry, guys, before the 10 cents per pip, 190 pips is actually $19. My bad. I meant to fix that. But if you're doing a $50 account and you're doing 190 pips to get, that you would want to use a micro. Try and get that $19. Try and get $10. That's well above that. That's gonna be a less of a hit than trying to make 190 off one trade. In off a $50 account. You'll have probably one shot at that, because these the you're not going to be able to handle pullbacks or the negative for a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. You can do what you want. You're responsible for every trade you place. You are, when you take up trading or investing or anything like that, you have to really treat yourself like a business. And businesses don't make emotional moves. They're thinking, what is the market gonna do? How can I profit off of it? In and out, take their money and go. That's how I've seen successful people do it. That's how I do it. So I recommend you guys doing that as well. So understanding the risk, and figuring out, like, so my bad, like going back to the $50. So you use 10 cents per pip. Mini, you would use probably maybe about 100 or more. You could use $1 per pip. Once again, that kind of leads you at less trades you can take if you're doing that at the 100. But if you get to like $200, $300 account, you can definitely use $1 per pip. It's not going to affect you that much. And pretty much anything above 200 to probably about, I want to say 500, 900, 1,000 almost, you can use a mini. Because I don't want to get you guys confused. This it doesn't have to be 10 cents. You can do like 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents per trade or per pip. You know, those numbers change. I just want you guys to understand the lowest, or where that micro, mini, or lot. That's where they start. That's how they look. That's how you'll see it in your trades. So like I said, mini, you'll probably use a $200 account to $1,000 account, $1 per pip. You know, if depending on what you're trading and how you're trading it, you can pull probably $50 a day, $100 a day. You know, these are just kind of things that you could look for. Or you can control your risk if you have, if you like, let's say if you like taking bigger trades or bigger risk, you know, it could be more. It's 100% up to you and how you like to trade. And then a lot, $1,000 or more. No, in every in every pair that I use, in volatility pairs, indices, stocks, because they have different volatilities, you want to have somewhat, when you're below 1,000, it's harder to do things with high volatility, because they moving at such drastic how do I say this, drastic movement, I guess. And they're kind of not moving on these lot sizes as well. They let me not say that. They are moving on the same lot sizes as well, but the best way I can explain it is, for US 30 or indices or certain high volatility stocks, or things like gold, these things move on what we call points, like I've mentioned before. It's not pips. So if you have something like 10 cents per pip on US 30, NAS, gold, those high volatility pairs, that's actually acting like $1 per pip, because it's moving so fast. And you can literally turn what you put in as 10 cents to hundreds of dollars, yes, but it's if you don't know what you're doing, it's really gonna hurt your account. And that's why staying on the lower volatility, like the pairs I explained before, the currency pairs, and learning how market moves, how you are able to enter trades, and how you look at trades, is really gonna be that first step. And then from there, you can learn. You can, if you want to practice things like the indices or Bitcoin or gold and stuff like that, you can. But just know that you're gonna need a bigger account, that at least 1,000, at least, not actually no, yeah, at least $1,000 to really be able to take 10 trades without hurting your account on high volatility pairs. So let's get on to the next slide. And that leads us, after knowing your counting pips, what is a pip, and lot sizes, putting that all together is what we call risk management. Now, trading can be exciting and very profitable if you're able to stay focused. Like I've told you before, if you do your due diligence, if you practice, treat this like a sport. You wouldn't just go to the NBA with no training and expect to do well. No. You need to have done the 5 years at least, or 10,000 hours of training to really call yourself even a master, or comfortable to call yourself a master in something. So that's the same thing with Forex. You really want to do your due diligence and stick to the goal. Like, find out what you want to do with the market and plan it out. What I mean by that is, best way I can say it, my goal is to have what's it called, a $50,000 account, right? So I know. Whoa, where you go? Where you, my friend? Hello? You changed the chart. Up, 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 up.
My bad, my computer started bugging out. Give me a second.
No problem.
All right, we back. We back, baby.
All right. So yeah, so doing your due diligence, practicing every day on the live market, on a practice market, whatever works best for you is really what's going to take you to pulling out your plan. Like I said, my plan is to have a $50,000 account, you know, and I know that takes me one, waking up every day when the market opens, sitting looking and marking up my trades. I know that. That's number one. Two is finding the right setups and the most profitable setups. And then control. And then once I've had the setups, what's my risk? What's my gain? I always that's the second. That's the first thing after I've looked at my charts. What's my risk? What's my gain? Right? Because I want to know if I take this trade, is it worth it? Can I handle it? How much can I put in? How much can I like play with it? You know, that's what I want to know, because you want to learn how to pull off the market. You want to learn, one, what you're going to trade, how you're going to trade it. Two, how much you're going to put in, how much you're going to get out, where you're going to get in, where you're going to get out, where, you know, all these things, right? This all falls under risk management, and this is really the top thing that you guys need to know. The best traders, like I said, implement this. They have this. They're not risking more than 3% of their account, but you got to remember their accounts are probably like millions, you know, billions probably. They're pulling probably about 30K a day, but that's only their 3%. You know, that's how that works. So to prevent losses, they'll probably risk 3%, but make 9%, 6%. They'll probably make. That's triple, doubled. You know, and plus they know, all right, if I'm risking 3%, that's only well, for them that's 30,000, but but you know, they have this all in mind. They have this all planned out, and that's the important thing. And then the last thing, having a strategic and objective approach to cutting losses through stop losses, take profits, and other measures is a smart way to stay in the game. So like I said, cutting losses, knowing what you're risking, knowing how much you're willing to risk per trade, not going against it, and that's number one, you know, because you can hold the trade open until it decides that you have no more money in it, you know. That happens. That people do that. Why? Who knows? But they don't put a stop loss. They're just like, if my account is 0, then that's my stop loss. I don't like doing that. So having a stop loss, knowing where to cut it, that's number one. Taking profit, where you're gonna get out. If you're risking that, let's say for this, you're risking $19 to make $19. Then once you see your $19 in profit, take it. Or there's certain things you can put in where we trade. You can put your take profit. You could put a set number. So as soon as price gets to that number, it takes your trade out. It's like, all right, you're done. You got your profit. Here's your profit, and the market keeps going as if you were never there. That's how to place your trade and walk away from it and not have to worry about it, because you know it's may hit. It's gonna hit your take profit. You know, you can do the same thing with stop losses. So these things are ways to stay in the game, how to control your risk, how to control your trade, so that when you put money in, you're not just letting it willy-nilly fly up and down and lose and make as much as it wants to make. You want You want to control how much you're losing and how much you're making. So right below, I all recommend you guys understanding this risk management formula, because like I said, this is how you're going to understand what you're doing, how much you're risking, how much you're making. That's the important thing. And so learning this formula, once you see it and you understand it, you won't actually need to sit down and write the numbers in and times them out. You'll be able to kind of just look at it and be like, okay, this is about maybe 100 pips. Once you've really learned how your specific trade works and how you like to trade, like, you'll be able to understand, all right, this is probably about 100 pips and stuff like that. And you'll understand, okay, I probably need to only risk maybe 10 cents per pip, things like that, or maybe $1 per pip. These are things that you're going to have to implement. And so, like, as you can see here, the example, you guys seen the pips on like a chart and what it would look like. So if you're going back to the lot sizes, a micro, a mini, and a lot, you can see the profit. It's 19. Like I said, it was $19, $190 per. Once you moved up just $1 per pip, like you went from 19 because you was using 10 cents. Now you're doing $1 per pip and 190. That's a big jump off of just one unit being moved over. Just the one moved over in the new place. So that's something you really have to pay attention to, especially when you're putting in a trade, because I've done it before and I've meant to put in a mini and I put in a lot and I didn't really, like, in a matter of seconds I lost probably about a couple, I think it was about 150, I think, instantly in a matter of like 5 minutes, because the market pulled back harder than what I expected it to. And two, I had way bigger than I wanted to put in. I was only trying to risk about I was only really trying to risk maybe about 15, but because I put in the wrong thing, it messed me up. But you learn from these. Now I'm somewhat paranoid before I put in a trade. I always make sure I look at the right number to make sure, all right, I'm not putting this in. But these are things you have to put. This is what, as I said before, this is your return on investment. No matter what you do, if you learn from what I teach you over the next couple weeks, your ROI, your return on investment, should always be good from there on out. Because one, I'm always looking to risk only 3% of my account, and I know how to fix, or how much I need to put in per trade for me to get that out. So if I'm risking 3, but every trade I take is a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 or better, I'm making 9%, 6%. And let's say for 5 days I made, first day I made 6%, second day I made 6%, right? If I take a loss, I've already gained 12% from the first 2 days. 3% of that is nothing, and I still have like to lose. If I took the next 3 losses, I'm still a little bit above where I was before. That's how trading. That's why knowing how much you're risking and not just throwing in on everything is smart. Because knowing how much you're gonna risk, if you're risking that 3 and always looking to make 6, like you can pull a 6, a 1 to 2 trade out, let's say, then take that. Take that trade and then come back the next day and try again. If it doesn't work out, hey, you're at least up 3% and you've taken 2 trades. That's how that works. And that's the type of mindset, the thinking I want you guys to really to get into, is to understand that you this is really a strategic play, but it's very simple. I know it may seem like a lot to understand. There's timesing and math here and stuff like that, but it's really simple once you understand like what you're trading and what you're looking at. Because probably from the naked eye, it looks a little jumbled up and a little unclear, but you know, these things will further, I hope, get better understood. But first thing I want to really get into, you guys, is risk management. This is number one. This is key because, like I keep saying, the point of the game is staying in the game. To stay in the game, you don't want to have to keep. You can if staying in the game is you refunding, fine, by all means, do you. But for me, staying in the game is not having to refund my account. You know, I haven't refunded my account in probably about 2 years. My money has actually paid me back, you know. So that's the type of thinking I want to get you guys on, to understand that your money should be working for you, not you working for your money still, and then losing it on a chance that you may get right. You know, risking, staying in the game, being able to take 20 trades as opposed to just 2. You know, if my account can hold it, I'd rather take that 20 trades or more, because one, I can learn from all those mistakes. You know, if they were 20 losses, at least I can look at them. There'll probably be similar ones that I can compare and contrast to each other to understand that, okay, maybe I went wrong doing this and I could fix on that, as opposed to 2 trades where I just over leveraged. Maybe my analysis didn't even get to fully play out because my account couldn't handle it. You know, these are things you want to look into. Now, I've had times where, I'll probably say this last thing and then I'll finish. But I've had times where I put in back when at the beginning, I put in a trade and I thought it was I thought I was just winning constantly. You know, I wasn't really paying attention to my risk management. I was just kind of throwing money in the market, but it was working because I was with people who knew what they were doing. But then after like a couple of consecutive wins, I was so used to putting in that high amount in my trades in what I was doing. So when we finally got that loss, it hit harder. You know, when I saw the negative money, I this is still at the beginning, I was very emotional, and I was like, oh, I'm about to lose like all the profit I made this week. But I didn't put into my mind that I could lose money. I was consistently on just on a good winning streak, so it was like, okay, I'm making money. But that first loss, because I wasn't risking right, pretty much took out all my profit from 1 week. Like there was one, I remember this week because it still haunts me to this day, and it's the reason why I'm so proficient on risk management. I had gained about 30% 1 week. In the first 4 days of my week, my account was heavier, let's just say. And I remember Thursday, the people I was learning with and trading with, they had told me, all right, you got because my goal for every week where I stop is 30%. I stop. Once I've gained 30%, I kind of just like look to not get into trades. I'm kind of satisfied with what I don't get greedy over it. Now, before, this is kind of what taught me that 30%, but I had gained 30% in the first 4 days. It was actually more like 3 days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I gained 30% of my account in about 3 trades. Yeah. And on Friday, I thought I could just jump in a trade. You know, I'll just take some money. This could be a little extra money for me that I can have, right? The trade completely went against our analysis and robbed me about 34% of my account that day. So all of the profit I had for the week was now gone. And now I sat there looking dumb because now I had no money to take out and play with like I had planned to for for pretty much the whole week. And Friday just knocked me out. And that's not how we think of it. We're supposed to get paid on Friday. We're not supposed to not have money on Friday. So that kind of showed me like my risk management and my plan keeps me in profit always. Return on investment, whether it's a little bit of profit, whether there's a lot of a profit, it keeps me in profit. So yeah, this is all I have for today. Hope you guys really I hope I drilled into your head the importance of knowing these things in this formula, especially in the forex market, because it like I said, it will really keep you in the game. Now, if you're just somebody who can keep funding the account, fine. That's how you do things. But the smart way is to not just risk it all. It's more on slow growth as you learn, and then possibly bigger growth as you become more experienced. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, I know we lost a couple people, but if anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Hello?
Emily.
Oh, I thought maybe my mic wasn't working. What's up, Denzel?
Hi, Malcolm.
You could cut the voice now. Quick time.
All right.
I bad. I was in the bathroom.
What's up, my brothers?
What's going on? What's going on? My bad. I was like hella tired.
Nah, it's a good teaching. I can get what you're trying to teach.
Okay, that's all I'm
Put
trying.
money in your pocket, not into the gambling.
Exactly. We're not gamblers.
Here we go. Anyone has any questions? 有任何有问题吗？有吗？ Well, I guess they don't have questions. But yo, bros, I was thinking, right? So a lot of people coming here. This is for two purposes. One is like who actually understand English and actually learning with you guys, and another people that I think they trying to learn English. So what's up? Are you guys gonna be teacher Hill and teacher Malcolm?
Hey, I barely speak English myself.
Oh yeah, hell of oh, shut the hell up.
Speaking of Bonics, bro. What do you mean?
Yo, by the fact that Hill, you want to do that, bro? You can learn Chinese. Be prepared for the summer.
What? Learn Chinese?
Yeah, you teach you English, they teach you Chinese.
You know what's funny? Me and Zay was just talking about this yesterday. Me and Zay was talking about how like from when, or at least from when I first started, when I first met Denzel barely like talked, and now this man just always. Well, at least I can understand better now. Before we need like somebody to translate, but he got his English going. I see the progress, my friend.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. See the progress.
But you guys get what I'm saying though? Would you guys
Yeah.
mind?
Teach English?
Not I teach English, but like if we just sometimes host an event has you two come here and then we just chit chat talk and then Emily's. She will force the people over there who speak Chinese and then she'll grab their mouse and go talk to you or go talk to Hill. And then you guys just gonna slowly teaching them. I mean Hill, you're good at that. This is how you teach me, motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, I'll do it. As long as they teach me some Chinese, I'm fine. I'm an easy student too. I already know some. I'm the best
So-
student ever.
I think that could be more than just a full Rex teacher or a star teacher. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Become like you guys would become more like. I mean, everybody knows you guys are SWF. But just become more involved with it, where people know that they can get resource from you guys, where you guys are actually Americans who speak English, because not many projects in Taiwan that they have American people in there. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
believe they do. I don't think they are gonna be like as friendly as you two right now.
Wow, okay.
Come on, am I wrong, Malcolm?
I don't know.
Let me see. Let me see. WWW.